For long-term durability of the lighting system, it is essential that all connections be absolutely waterproof. To this end, it is important to clean and dry all tools, materials, and cables before beginning the connection process. A visual inspection of the junction box and Vago connectors is also recommended to detect any manufacturing defects. Throughout the entire process, care must be taken to keep the working area both dry and clean. After opening the box, the first thing to do is to cover the screw holes using the plugs included in the box. After that, you can proceed with installing the cable glands and the filler plug for the electrical gel. The glands should be tightened firmly enough that they cannot be undone by hand, but not so tightly that the plastic thread fails. The cables should be prepared by stripping back the outer sheath to a length approximately equal to the diagonal of the junction box. The wire tips may be slightly deformed due to cutting. If this is the case, trim back 3 to 5 mm to facilitate insertion into the Vago connectors. The inner insulation should be stripped back by 10 to 12 mm. Cables will be inserted into the box through the cable glands, which should be hand-tightened without overdoing it. Over-tightening may result in the destruction of the plastic thread on the gland. If this happens, the gland must be completely replaced. The lamp cables must be prepared with great care to avoid damaging the wires. Unfortunately, the outer sheath of these cables is very tough and inflexible, while the wires inside are quite fragile, which makes them prone to breakage. Connections will be made using Vago connectors and must be checked to ensure that all wires are correctly inserted. In general, the color pairs will be brown to brown, white to black, and green to gray. After making the connections, the cables and connectors should be arranged in the center of the box. It is recommended to secure the wires using a cable tie. It is essential that none of the connectors touch the sides of the box. Also, the connectors should be positioned with the cable entries facing the gel filler plug, to ensure better coverage with gel. If the connectors touch the edges of the box, the gel will only partially cover them, which can lead to water infiltration into the connector and eventual wire corrosion in 1 to 3 years. The box must be closed with great care to ensure that its edges align correctly. The cables should be secured near the box using at least 2 cable ties. Please do not forget to mark each connection with the type and number of the electrical line. After verifying that all lamps and line connections are working correctly, the boxes should be filled with electrical gel through the pre-installed filler plug. During filling, ensure that the gel flows into the connectors and glands. After filling, the boxes should be positioned with the filler plug facing upward, to force any trapped air toward the plug and not into the connectors or glands. The boxes should remain in this position for at least 3 days, and exposure to moisture should be avoided as much as possible during this period. Ideally, all connections should be kept dry for a week or even longer. Keep in mind that in the environment present in most caves, any moisture that enters a connection will remain in the system permanently. That's why maximum care is required when making connections. Even the smallest amount of water reaching the lamp cables will cause oxidation and deterioration of the copper conductors.